G'day everyone, it's Craig Castry. I just thought I'd drop in and say g'day. I'm about to make a cheese, being cheese day, not Tuesday. But I haven't done this in a little while, and there have been a few people asking about whether I'd get back to doing some videos. So here it is. I figured today that doing a bit of cheese I might share some info. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to doing some cheese classes. I was running one at least, sometimes two a week, and I'm very keen to get back to doing some of these classes from home. And as soon as we're able to, we'll resume those. Today is I'm going to make Dunlop cheese, which is a Scottish cheese. I've never made this before, but that's not to say that it won't turn out just as nice as all the other cheeses that I've made. And so it's going into be made with 10 litres of pasteurised but unhomogenised cow's milk. I get that from the Inglenook Dairy that gets delivered. I have a standing order per week, so I make a cheese per week at the very least, if even I don't run classes, because at the classes I share cheeses so that people get an idea of just what can be made at home. And I think there's a lot of people out there that think maybe that how good could homemade cheese be. Well, let me tell you that it's far better than the stuff that you're buying in supermarkets. The stuff you're getting in supermarkets is standardised, and it's made by machines, not the old artisan way by hand as we make at home. And I personally believe, and in fact most people that come to my workshops would confirm with me that the artisan way is far better than the modern way of commercialised cheeses. It's all about really getting back some control over what we put in our mouths, and I use good quality milk, full cream, and as I say, it's unhomogenised, so it hasn't been mixed with other dairies' milks, and it makes a wonderful curd. Having said that though, because it is pasteurised and rapidly chilled often, I do add in some calcium chloride, a small amount, just to help the milk set a better curd, which I'm about to do now. And I just mix that up in a little bit of cool boiled water, just to help it disperse better throughout the cheese. And the target temperature for this cheese today is 30 degrees Celsius. Now, I used to make these cheeses very differently than I do today. I used to put them on a cooktop with a pot on top of a pot, a double boiler type scenario. And but I've revolutionised that. That used to be a little bit hard to do sometimes, because trying to keep good temperature control was quite difficult. You'd forever be taking the pot off and on and so on to try and keep the temperature where you needed it. Today what I use, as you can see, is a water bath, a plastic container that holds about 50 litres of water. I only half fill that, or even a bit less than half fill it. The time I put a 12 litre saucepan full of milk, it pretty well fills it up. And I popped in a sous vide wand that I can actually control from my mobile phone, believe it or not. You don't have to necessarily do that, but it makes temperature control very, very easy. And what it does is it has a coil in the bottom of the wand, and a propeller at the bottom of it, so it circulates the water bath at the correct temperature for what I need, for as long as I need. And some cheeses, including this one, needs to be raised at a set point to a different temperature, and I can slowly, incrementally increase those degrees as I need through the course of the cheese. So it's really revolutionised the way I make cheese, and I now don't need really a kitchen even to produce cheese. So what I'll do is I'll just pop the lid back on this so that we don't get any dust or lint falling into it whilst it sits there getting to temperature. The sous vide wand I set about 1 degree higher than the target temperature. And at this stage it's only sitting on about 21 degrees, so it's got another 9 degrees to climb yet before I can take it to the next stage, where I inoculate the milk with the correct culture that we need. And in this instance, it's a mesophilic culture, a low temperature culture. They're actually a bit difficult to measure unless you've got the right equipment. And of course, I'm not sure whether you know or not, but just of late, I've popped an online store on my website, www.craigcastry.com.au/shop, and you can get some of these neat little things, and these are a set of micro spoons. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see these, but you can see there's a tad, a dash, a smidgen, a pinch and a drop. That's what these are. And they make cheese making much easier because I'm able to measure out those cultures much more accurately. I mean, I do buy quite a lot of culture to use because I make so much cheese. So when I buy a culture, it's enough to supply or to make a 1,000 litre batch of cheese. So obviously I need to dish that out in 10 litre increments, which is quite difficult, as you can imagine. So these make it really easy, and they start off at 1/64th of a teaspoon, all the way up to 1/8 of a teaspoon, actually 1/4 of a teaspoon, sorry, and everything in between. So they're available online if you were looking for them. And I'm also going to put up quite a few other bits and pieces online, not to the least of which, for those that are not aware, I put up and launched a new ebook on plant profiles. So all you need to know about plants that edibles you're putting into your garden, including a little bit of history on where they're from, where they best suit in your garden, what to companion plant them with, their watering needs, you know, what they like, what they don't like, even some culinary notes and so forth. So that's available also on the online shop. That's only $10, and of course my first book, Edible Gardens: A Practical Guide, that's also there. So have a look through. I am adding little bits and pieces as I go through: curd knives, slotted spoons. Yeah, there's all sorts. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm about to put a grafting section on there for those that are budding grafting enthusiasts. I've been able to source what I believe to be reasonably good knives that I'd recommend and I use, along with tape. I've come across a tape that's about 1/4 of the price of the Buddy tape, and I believe that it's going to do the job adequately. So that's good news. So keep your eyes peeled on the website for that. Other than that, I've been staying reasonably well. I've been very, very busy trying to complete my next printed book, A Simple Urban Life, and that will be a very different book than the first one. It has little to no information on plants and so forth, but it does include all the recipes and ways in which you can cure your own meats, how to make passata, making cheese. There's quite a lot of cheese recipes in there, some of my favourites, some that you just can't get a hold of, things like Shropshire Blue, and yeah, so there's some wonderful recipes, and amongst those there's a whole range of things in there that will help you through self-sufficiency. That's really what it's all about for me, getting back in touch with what you put in your mouth or your family's mouths. You know what goes into it, whereas you know, you're buying stuff off supermarket shelves, you've got little to no control over what goes in them, whereas with the stuff you produce, obviously you do. There's sourdough bread, sourdough English muffins, even sourdough crackers. Look, there's a whole range of recipes. All the things that you see me make. Christmas cake. It's a wonderful, over 100-year-old recipe. Anzac biscuits. All the things that, you know, day-to-day things that we rush out and buy, we could be making, and they're not hard. I've even put together how to put together your own curing fridge. All the things you're going to need to be able to cure your own meat. So anyway, look, I just thought I'd drop in and say good day. let you know that I'm still here and I'm still working away and still doing all the things that I've been doing. Look, check me out on Facebook. Follow Edible Gardens by Craig Castry or Grow Your Own Food. They're both groups that I started 8 or 9 years ago. I'm doing a daily post on all of those there to help people get through these trying times. And with any sort of luck, if we keep going the way we are, we'll be back looking one another in the face, which I can hardly wait for. So all the best, stay safe, and bye for now.